you guys know now who won.
Okay.
Drum roll.
Okay.
And the winner is Caitlin Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
Just hours ago, beneath the bright lights of Los Angeles' Microsoft Theater, a single envelope opened, and the thunderous applause that followed echoed across the entire basketball world. The 2025 ESPY Award for Best WNBA Player was handed to Caitlin Clark, but this wasn't just another accolade. It was a defining moment. The Indiana Fever star etched her name even deeper into the history books, triumphing over league legends like A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and Napheesa Collier, to claim the sport's most coveted honor.
Caitlin Clark, in her first eligible year, wins an ESPY Award for WNBA Player of the Year. This comes as no surprise.
The announcement landed like a logo 3 at the buzzer. Cameras quickly panned to the tables, capturing stunned expressions that spoke volumes. A'ja Wilson forced a wry smile, Breanna Stewart applauded politely, and mouths hung open in disbelief. Even the TV crew couldn't resist cutting to ESPN analyst Andrea Carter, her eyes wide and jaw tight like she'd just been hit with a crossover herself.
Andrea Carter looking like her skin about to fall off. She's so mad that Caitlin won. Andrea Carter is ready to jump out of her skin right now. She hates the fact that Caitlin just won this award.
Then came host Shane Gillis's razor-sharp roast. Cutting straight into the villain narrative that had loomed over Clark's entire season, his punchlines split the room, half erupted in laughter, while the other half shifted uncomfortably in their seats.
Wow.
Yeah.
That particular jokekeeper had people very divided.
Still, the trophy is just the exclamation point on a chapter Caitlin has been authoring since she burst onto the scene a season and a half ago. Over 60 rookie and sophomore records shattered. First-team All-WNBA honors in her debut year. It's gotten to the point where barely a week goes by without someone jokingly wondering if there's a record for breaking records.
You know, over 60-some records. What was the slogan? Is there a record for records?
When Clark launches from 35 feet, we don't hold our breath out of doubt. We hold it out of anticipation. Eager to savor the moment, the ball slices through the net.
She came in and has been spectacular, especially that rookie season.
Of course, the numbers only tell part of the story. The Caitlin Clark effect, once a quiet buzz in Iowa City, now echoes through every WNBA arena. League attendance soared by 156% last summer, with May 2025 alone bringing in nearly 400,000 fans, the most packed opening month in 26 years. Viewership followed suit, with regular season broadcasts surpassing the 1 million mark. Doubling figures that once struggled to reach half that, analysts credit over half of that.
Nobody has brought more attention to this league than Caitlin Clark. Nobody has brought more viewership to this league than Caitlin Clark. Nobody has done such a service bringing them out of the basement and into the mainstream other than Caitlin Clark.
On the court, she still runs the show, like a seasoned quarterback firing no-look passes that leave opposing coaches clutching imaginary clipboards. Take July 6, 2024. For example, when New York's super team came to Indianapolis, the Fever trailed by 7 with 4 minutes left. Clark snatched a defensive rebound, sprinted coast to coast, and threaded a pinpoint bounce pass between Breanna Stewart and Jonquel Jones to find Aaliyah Boston for the go-ahead layup. That assist sparked a 15-5 closing run and sealed Clark's first professional triple-double. 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds, the first ever by a WNBA rookie. One lightning-fast sequence that captured everything about her: poise, vision.
In the game, Caitlin Clark did this. Caitlin Clark swatted JJ Quinterly. She then screamed in JJ Quinterly's face, got the ball, threw an inch-perfect pass to Sophie Cunningham, who sprinted, scored late. And by the way, Sophie Cunningham, when Caitlin got the block, was right beside Caitlin. And you know, she ran the length of the floor. She ran hard, she ran the length of the floor. That is an easy dunk right there, or a layup right there.
Then came the fire. Clark screamed in JJ Quinterly's face, snatched the ball, and delivered a pinpoint pass to Sophie Cunningham, who sprinted the length of the floor for the finish. And let's be clear, Cunningham was right beside Clark when the block happened, but she turned on the jets. She ran hard, coast to coast, for what was essentially a free layup. That kind of hustle defines the Fever's identity: fast, aggressive, and entirely powered by Clark's energy. But when their Ferrari is in the garage, the drop-off is steep.
The injuries have been crazy. Started out with one quad, moved over to the other quad, started out with the left groin, moved over to the right groin. I don't know who's doing the strength and conditioning in Indiana.
Playing through pain became the unintended subplot of Clark's sophomore season. A quad strain in the left leg, then the right. followed by a nagging groin injury that even legend Lisa Leslie winced at, explaining how that kind of setback never really heals with rest alone. Every cut, every jab step was a painful reminder. Yet Clark pushed forward, staying on the floor when most would have hit the bench, and delivering highlight reel assists.
Caitlin Clark on the court, expectations of the logo bombs. I've been saying this a lot. I think that Caitlin Clark puts a lot of expectations on herself for the expectations of what she thinks people want to see.
That toughness echoes far beyond Indiana. Front offices are now eyeing expansion in cities like Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia, driven largely by unrelenting ticket demand. Media rights talks have shifted into 8-digit territory, and some analysts believe Clark could help propel league-wide revenue into the billion-dollar range by decade's end if the current trajectory holds. Merchandise sales are surging. Local economies get a noticeable boost every time the Clark-led spectacle comes to town. And across the globe, in school gyms from Madrid to Berlin, 8-year-olds pick up their first basketballs. Shout Logo 3, because that's what the new basketball heroine does.
I really, really hope we see more and more of that as time goes on, and we see less of Caitlin off ball trying to force the ball to her. I'm cool with Caitlin being on the bench. I'm not cool with Caitlin Clark playing shooting guard.
Through it all, Clark continues to wrestle with the weight of expectations, her own, the crowd's, and the critics. Some nights you can catch her glancing at the scoreboard, sizing up the distance, and giving a subtle shrug, as if to say, all right, here goes. Before launching the shot everyone came to see. But for every deep three, there's a whip-smart dime to Aaliyah Boston or a perfectly timed screen assist that frees up Kelsey Mitchell. Clark has transformed from a dazzling solo act into a true floor general. When no 22 is running the show, everyone eats.
I just think that the energy is down. I think that everything that happened recently does, it's a mental game. There's a lot of mental aspects that go into playing the game. And I think that with the rest of the Fever knowing, and Caitlin Clark herself too, she is pretty much the leader of that team.
And that's why July 16th wasn't just a surprising awards night, it was the inevitable coronation of a player who treats resume lines like half-court markers, something to breeze past on her way to something bigger. The ESPY will look great, beside her Rookie of the Year trophy and that time Athlete of the Year cover, but for Clark, the real reward has always been the platform one that fills arenas, lifts salary floors, and shows little girls everywhere that a three-pointer from the parking lot isn't just a highlight, it's a blueprint for changing the game.
Caitlin Clark was absolutely dominant. She took the world by storm in Iowa and continued it.
So while some analysts debate whether her swagger makes her a hero or a villain, the scoreboard leaves little doubt. Tonight's award celebrates the moment, but every record she breaks and every young fan she inspires is a stroke in the bigger picture of what's coming. The WNBA's present and its skyward future just had its next rallying cry declared loud and clear from center stage.
Just exponential growth of the game, right? She brings eyes to the game so that the next generation can come out and thrive.
Caitlin Clark is still just 23. She's nursing bruises, learning in real time, and somehow finding new fuel every time someone questions whether she belongs alongside the legends she just outpaced for this SBI. If the last 18 months have proven anything, it's that she doesn't just rise to the occasion, she pulls the occasion up to her level. Cue the music. Fire up the lasers. Because the league she now leads is gearing up for another growth spurt, one logo, 3 at a time.